The book of Joshua is the sixth book of the Bible and is a central text in both Judaism and Christianity. It tells the story of the Israelites' conquest of the Promised Land under the leadership of Joshua, Moses' successor. The book is named after Joshua, who plays a key role in the events it describes. Here is an explanation of the book of Joshua. The book of Joshua can be divided into 5 key sections: preparation and crossing of the Jordan River, conquest of Jericho, division of the land, Joshua's farewell and covenant renewal, death of Joshua and Eleazar. The book of Joshua holds a significant place in the religious and historical narrative of Judaism and Christianity. The book of Joshua is a historical narrative in the Old Testament of the Bible. It follows the Israelites' journey into the Promised Land, led by Joshua, after the death of Moses. The book details the conquest of Canaan, the division of the land among the tribes of Israel, and Joshua's leadership as he urges the people to remain faithful to God's covenant. Key events in the book of Joshua include the miraculous crossing of the Jordan River, the fall of Jericho, and the conquest of various cities and territories. The book also records Joshua's farewell address to the Israelites, where he emphasizes the importance of serving God alone and obeying his commandments. Throughout the narrative, divine intervention is evident, as God guides and supports Joshua and the Israelites in their conquest of the land. The book concludes with a covenant renewal ceremony at Shechem, where the people reaffirm their commitment to serving God. Overall, the book of Joshua serves as a record of Israel's early history in the Promised Land, highlighting themes of faith, obedience, divine intervention, and covenant fidelity. It sets the stage for the period of the Judges and the ongoing story of Israel's relationship with God. The book begins with the Lord commissioning Joshua to lead the Israelites into the Promised Land after Moses' death. Joshua is instructed to be strong and courageous. The Israelites crossed the Jordan River miraculously, led by the Ark of the Covenant, marking their entry into Canaan. Joshua 1-4 recounts the story of Joshua leading the Israelites into the Promised Land after the death of Moses. In Joshua 1, God commissions Joshua to lead the people, promising to be with him. Joshua 2 tells the story of Rahab, a Canaanite woman who helps the Israelite spies. In Joshua 3-4, the Israelites crossed the Jordan River miraculously, with God parting the waters, similar to the Red Sea crossing in Exodus. 12 stones are set up as a memorial to commemorate this event. Overall, these chapters mark the beginning of the Israelites' conquest of Canaan under Joshua's leadership. The Israelites' first major military conquest is the city of Jericho, which falls after a miraculous event involving the walls of the city collapsing. Joshua 5-6 continues the story of the Israelites' conquest of Canaan. In Joshua 5, the Israelites undergo circumcision, renewing their covenant with God, and celebrate Passover in the Promised Land for the first time. Additionally, Joshua encounters the commander of the army of the Lord before the Battle of Jericho. In Joshua 6, the famous Battle of Jericho takes place. Following God's instructions, the Israelites march around the city for 6 days, and on the 7th day, after circling the city 7 times, the walls of Jericho collapse miraculously, allowing the Israelites to conquer the city. Rahab and her family are spared as a reward for her help to the Israelite spies. These events mark significant milestones in the Israelites' conquest of Canaan under Joshua's leadership. The bulk of the book details the division of the land of Canaan among the 12 tribes of Israel. Joshua ensures that each tribe receives its allotted territory. Joshua 13-21 covers the division of the Promised Land among the tribes of Israel following the conquest under Joshua's leadership. In Joshua 13, Joshua is old and God commands him to apportion the land among the remaining tribes. However, there are still unconquered territories, and God assures Joshua of victory. In Joshua 14-19, the land is allocated to the tribes of Israel through casting lots, with specific territories designated for each tribe. The Levites, who are the priestly tribe, are not given a specific territory but are allotted cities within the territories of the other tribes. Joshua 20 establishes cities of refuge, where individuals who accidentally kill someone can flee for safety. These cities provide protection from avengers seeking vengeance. Finally, in Joshua 21, The Levites receive their cities and pasturelands as God had commanded, ensuring they have places to live and serve throughout the land. The division of the land ensures each tribe receives its inheritance as promised by God to the Israelites. These chapters mark the fulfillment of God's covenant promise to give the land of Canaan to the descendants of Abraham. In his old age, Joshua addresses the Israelite tribes on the eastern side of the Jordan River and then the western tribes. He emphasizes the importance of faithfulness to God, recounts God's faithfulness to the Israelites, and calls for a covenant renewal. Joshua 22-24 focuses on the conclusion of Joshua's leadership over the Israelites and his final instructions to the people. In Joshua 22, after the conquest of Canaan, Joshua dismisses the 2.5 tribes, Reubenites, Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, who had settled east of the Jordan River to return to their homes. However, before leaving, these tribes build an altar near the Jordan, leading to concerns among the other tribes that they were turning away from God. They explain that the altar is not for sacrifices, but as a memorial to signify their unity with the rest of Israel. Joshua 23 contains Joshua's farewell address to the leaders and elders of Israel. He reminds them of God's faithfulness and warns them to remain faithful to the covenant, to love God, and to avoid intermingling with the remaining Canaanites. In Joshua 24, Joshua gathers all the tribes at Shechem for a final covenant renewal ceremony. He recounts God's faithfulness throughout Israel's history, from the time of Abraham to their conquest of Canaan. He challenges them to choose whom they will serve, either the gods of their ancestors or the Lord. The people affirm their commitment to serving God alone, and Joshua erects a stone as a witness to their covenant. These chapters serve as a conclusion to the book of Joshua, emphasizing the importance of faithfulness to God's covenant and the fulfillment of his promises. They also mark the end of Joshua's leadership and the transition to the period of the judges. The book concludes with the deaths of Joshua and the high priest Eleazar, marking the end of an era in Israel's history. Joshua 24 is the final chapter of the book of Joshua and serves as a pivotal moment in Israel's history. In this chapter, Joshua gathers all the tribes of Israel at Shechem, a significant location that holds historical and spiritual significance for the nation. Joshua begins by recounting the history of Israel, starting from the time of Abraham and highlighting key events such as the Exodus from Egypt, the wilderness wanderings, and the conquest of Canaan. He emphasizes God's faithfulness in delivering and providing for the Israelites throughout their journey. After reminding the people of God's faithfulness, Joshua issues a challenge to the Israelites to choose whom they will serve. He presents them with a clear choice between serving the gods of their ancestors or serving the Lord, who brought them out of Egypt and gave them the land of Canaan. In a famous declaration, Joshua states, "But as for me and my household, we will serve the Lord." This declaration underscores Joshua's personal commitment to God and sets an example for the people to follow. The people respond affirmatively, declaring their commitment to serving the Lord alone. They acknowledge God's faithfulness and the importance of keeping his commandments. To commemorate this covenant renewal, Joshua erects a stone as a witness to the people's commitment. He reminds them of the consequences of turning away from God and warns them of the judgment that will follow disobedience. Overall, Joshua 24 serves as a powerful conclusion to the book, highlighting the themes of covenant, faithfulness, and the importance of choosing to serve God. It solidifies the Israelites' commitment to their relationship with God and sets the stage for the period of the judges. In conclusion, Joshua is a significant book in the Bible because it encapsulates the core teachings of the Torah and provides a summary of the covenantal relationship between God and the Israelites. It underscores the importance of faith, obedience, and remembrance of God's faithfulness. The book's themes and messages continue to have theological and ethical significance in both Judaism and Christianity, shaping religious beliefs and practices. Now I invite any questions or comments you may have. Let's delve deeper into the fascinating world of Joshua together. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the book of Joshua. Have an amazing day, and please don't forget to give a like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so that you can stay up to date on all my new videos about the living word. God bless you all.